Thank you very much for joining us here on the India Economic Conclave North. Mr. Anurag Thakur, Union Minister of State for Finance. Young ministers like yourself, when you meet youngsters like yourself and when you get talking about the economy, economic slowdown, because that's part of every conversation in every restaurant, in every party, in every get-together where we go, what do you tell? How do you convince people that India's on the right track, as the government keeps saying?
Navika, let me first make things crystal clear to you that under the able leadership of Prime Minister Modi, we are bullish about the Indian economy. We have taken the big and bold decisions and economic measures to boost growth. The fundamental of the economy is strong and can withstand any cyclical winds. You talked about restaurants, discussions, parties, and all that, which itself shows that you are having a positive discussion in the positive atmosphere. I think the recent figures given by the IMF and the world's GDP which has been, for this year has been cut down from 3.8% to 3%, indicates about the global picture. Whether it is the US-China trade war, or whether it is the impending Brexit, sluggish or issues in the Eurozone, job crisis in Brazil, finance crisis in Italy. These are some of the issues which are impacting the global economy. It will have some impact on the developing economies as well. But let me assure you, we are very confident, and as in the report IMF has clearly said, maybe this year we will stand at 6%, but next year India is bound to grow at 7%. Whereas if you look at China, their Q2 results also shows they are at 6.2%, which is the lowest in the last 27 years. So let me assure you, we are taking every possible decision to bring in more investment and growth to achieve the $5 trillion economy mark by 2025.
You're talking about a $5 trillion economy by 2025. If we grow at this rate, we are at a 2.7 trillion economy mark. We're not going to get there for the next 10 years. What we need is a 12 to 13% growth rate annually to be able to get to 2025 $5 trillion mark. Which is why the reason people in the private sector, people who are looking for jobs do get worried today is that somewhere we are probably not recognizing the challenge that lies before us. And in the form of challenges, let me tell you, yes, the finance ministry has had several meetings with public sector banks, but do you know 70% of the credit that comes, it comes from public sector banks. And look at the status of the public sector banks. They're completely risk averse. No lending going on anywhere. They're dealing with their own internal crisis. 122 people, charge sheeted and accused, for previous NPAs and loans given to big companies. There is a fear psychosis in these banks. I want to ask you, there is a disconnect between the sentiment of these public sector banks and the investors who are looking for cheaper credit. How is the government planning to bridge this gap?
So let me first come to the banking sector, what you have raised about the public sector banks. It was the UPA 2, when from 2009 to 14, if you look at the total loan outstanding till 2009 was 18 lakh crore. In 2014, it came out to 58 lakh crore. 40 lakh crore rupees in those 5 years. But when we took over, and the late Finance Minister Shri Arun Jaitley ji went for the asset quality review of the banks, we have cleaned the bank balance sheets, we have recapitalized them, we have gone for the mergers which was suggested 20 years back, to bring in more synergy and capacity building of the banks to be ready to fund the industry, to boost investment and growth in this country. We have been very transparent and make the banks accountable as well. On the other hand, where you still doubt to achieve a $5 trillion economy mark, till 2014 we were 1.7, $1.8 trillion economy. We added 1 trillion in the last 5 years. If we could do that in last 5 years, let me assure you, we're going to achieve the $5 trillion economy mark. Mr. Modi is known for big and bold decisions. He has never failed, whether it was 2014, we had the full majority by 282 seats. In 2019, when most of the channels said he may not win with full majority, we had 303 seats. In 2025, will be $5 trillion economy, mark my word.
Mr. Anurag Thakur, I laud the optimism that you show, but the fact is, every time questions are raised about the banking sector, we are reminded of UPA 2. For anything that goes wrong in this country, we are reminded from Nehru to Indira Gandhi to Rajiv Gandhi to Dr. Manmohan Singh, सबकी आप याद दिला देते हैं हमें, और हम अपनी हिस्ट्री रोज याद कर लेते हैं कि ये हमारे
जब कोई और याद ना करे तो हमें तो याद करवाते रहना चाहिए.
तो हम यही रोज याद कर लेते हैं. लेकिन when we see a bank fraud like PMC Bank happening, depositors on the street, 5 years and the last 5 months of this government, 5.5 years is a long time for you to have at least got the sense, the red flags, the warning signals that things were not right. I think the cooperative sector, banking sector and its health is topic of conversation in normal meetings everywhere, that this is a bubble waiting to be burst. When it bursts, we are caught unawares, and the best defense that the finance ministry has given is, we are not directly involved, the RBI is. The fact is, depositors are on the street, not one head has rolled. Who has let down the system?
Let me say this. As far as the PMC is concerned, or any bank is concerned, it is the job of the regulator first to look into those areas. It is the auditors who should also be held responsible. It is the management of the bank who are dealing it from day-to-day basis. And if anyone is involved in the fraud, the ED has taken action. The people have been arrested. Their properties has been attached. And the regulator, the RBI, has allowed first 1,000, 10,000 or 40,000 rupees to be withdrawn, which covers close to 77% people. And they have been assured of 1 lakh rupee, as insurance has been done for that as well. These are the independent banks. If you look at the previous working of the banks also, and how we have cleaned the balance sheets and recapitalized them, brought them back into profits, only 3 banks are under the PSC framework. Others are out of it. Others are making profit. A bank like PNB, which was 3 years back, facing a lot of question marks, is in profit today. Ultimately, the issues which came into light, we came out openly, we brought in reforms, Insolvency Bankruptcy Code, Fugitive Economic Offenders Bill. We not talked about it. We brought in last 5 years. Can you imagine the kind of money we have brought in? 1,31,870 crore rupees just because of IBC. It has improved the creditor-debtors relationship. If you look at NBFCs, we have funded 3,44,830 crore rupees through the banks to the NBFCs post-IL&F crisis. All these steps have been taken. And the government is open to new ideas. If you look at the past budget session, me and FM, we have been sitting with the industry leaders, association chambers, common man, traders, businessmen. What are their worries? Which are the areas need to be addressed? We listened, we considered and acted on that. And that is why even the surcharge issue on the FPIs has been rolled back. Other steps which needed to be taken to bring in more investment and growth into the system, a historic corporate tax rate, which has been cut down from 30% to 15% to bring in more investments. We should take the advantage of US-China trade war. And I can assure you today, the kind of positive response we have in the last 20 days has been outstanding. And I can assure you, we're going to get a lot of investment in this country because of the measures taken. You look at the auto industry. They raised their issue. We said, okay, fair enough, we'll give you additional 15% depreciation to the companies. At the same time, the registration fee, which was supposed to be increased, has been deferred to June 2020. The interest rate has been brought down. And the electrical vehicles, which was 12% GST, has been cut down to 5%. The Bharat 4-stage vehicles, which will be sold till 31st March 2020, now has been allowed to run till the time of the registration, so that the stock piled up with the automobile companies, they can get away with that. We have taken every possible step. You look at the real estate sector. 350,000 houses, which are with non-NP and non-LCLT companies, we have provided 20,000 additional fund as a last mile funding for the completion of those projects. In these 20 days, all these steps has been taken.
Mr. Anurag Thakur, the reason I'm pushing in on banking sector again and again, because private household saving rates are down, investments are down, sentiment is down. When the government needs money to reduce corporate rates, you just go get 1,45,000 crores from the RBI, no questions asked. But when it comes to the PMC Bank and their depositors, you tell us, RBI is the regulator, they will handle it.
Even
आप बताइए, लोग सड़क पर हैं, 3 लोगों की मौत हो गई है, वो स्ट्रेस से हुई है, डिप्रेशन से हुई है, मैं नहीं जानती, लेकिन at least 3 depositors who are victims of the PMC fraud have lost their lives. ILFS can be bailed out with government money, but these depositors haven't got their answers. The answers are ED is doing a criminal investigation. It is attaching properties. These people have to carry on their lives day to day. The question is, when will these issues be addressed? And overall, what is the finance ministry's blueprint for looking at the banking sector before the frauds actually happen, the collapses actually happen?
See, as you raised one of the issues in the previous question also about the fear psychosis of the banking employees. No, on the other hand, you also take the issue of the common man who has a deposit in those banks. And what do you do with the people involved with the bank frauds? There has to be action taken against them. But at the same time, we said we'll make sure that there is no such action against the genuine people who have taken any commercial decision. And that is why we have said the decision has to be taken by the banking body, CVC, and a 4-member committee under the chairmanship of Mr. Bhasin has been formed to look into the areas of vigilance and non-vigilance cases. And the banking employees are happy with that. No ED guy, SFIO or other people are coming after them. It is just first within the bank they have to decide whether it is a vigilance or non-vigilance case. That is one. As far as the banking sector is concerned, we have brought in changes. If further amendments are required for these cooperative banks, we are looking at that also. The state also plays a very important role in that.
Mr. Anurag Thakur, many steps have been taken by the government to address, as you said, the auto sector and various other sectors, the corporate tax, etc. Somewhere people feel the sentiment still hasn't gotten into the positive zone. What more do you think is required to be done on part of the government to push that sentiment? Because until and unless the sentiment is improved, the real investments won't take place.
Start having positive conversations. I think it's very important, the word which is being spread around. See, the one thing I would like to make clear, the government is open to new ideas. Our ears are to the ground. That is why we are able to make big, bold decisions and faster decisions. And that is why the positivist sentiment, that is why IMF and other agencies are still saying that India will grow more than 7% the next year, next financial year. This gives a very bright picture of the Indian economy with a 1.3 billion population, with a youth which has more than 65% of the total population, with the companies like Oyo, Ola, Flipkart, Baiju, Paytm, and others, maybe 7 years back, they were nowhere in the picture. With the atmosphere created for the startups and for the young entrepreneurs of this country, they have done extremely well and they are worth billions of dollars today. Their issues about the so-called angel tax, their issues about the long-term capital gain tax, their issues about the income tax deduction and factory inspections to the CBDT income tax notices, all has been addressed. So-called angel tax has been abolished. Long-term capital gain has not been implemented. They have been given relief of that. A cell has been created within the CBDT and a 3-year 100% reduction in the income tax has been given to the startups. All issues were taken care. At the same time, whatever else will be required, we are among the top 3 startup nations in the world today. And thanks to the youth of this country who have those entrepreneurial spirit, they're going to take this country forward. And that is why this historic corporate tax rate cut is going to help the new investors into the manufacturing sector.
The supply side has been addressed. What about the demand side? It is a demand-led economic downturn that we are looking at. There is a middle class which is feeling the pinch, the high taxation rates, and a conversation was just made by on a panel by NBFCs and auto manufacturers and the like, who said that until and unless the issue of personal income tax is concerned, the demand positivity is not going to step in.
I think media knows how to set the agenda.
Yes, tax cuts.
But you should also, when you raise a question, should say that this financial year, in the beginning of this financial year, we only raised the limit from 2.5 lakh rupee to 5 lakh rupee. It is the Modi government only who has brought down the corporate tax rates.
You also
Have
increased
given
the super
more,
tax, super rich tax.
that may be for
Taxation.
people like you, not for others.
So you're saying India is an aspirational country?
But that is very
Corporates
limited.
are not super rich.
No, but very limited people who have that kind of income, if they pay little more taxes for the benefit of the poor man to bridge the gap between the rich and the poor, is good for the Indian economy. किसी अरबपति की जेब से कुछ लाख रुपए ले भी लोगे और गरीब का भला हो जाएगा, तो गरीब भी उसको दुआएं देगा और देश भी आगे बढ़ जाएगा.
तो दुआओं पे चलना है आगे, आप लोग सब सुन रहे हैं. आप हिमाचल से भी आते हैं और ये इंडिया इकोनॉमिक कॉन्क्लेव जो है हम नॉर्थ पे भी फोकस कर रहे हैं. इस पर आई वांट टू आस्क यू, we've been talking about growth centers, nodes, industrial nodes that are existing in India. They all come from the west and the south of India. South, much more proactive, much more, as you can say, cutting edge, running for investments. The North Indian states have lagged behind. How can states like Himachal Pradesh, states like Uttar Pradesh, whose growth rate is even lesser than Haryana, which is a small state, how are these states going to become nationally first and then internationally competitive?
Let me say this, the mantra of cooperative federalism of Narendra Modi ji has morphed into the competitive federalism among the states, which has led to the way with states to have more investment. This is bringing in more competition among the states, which is good for cooperative federalism and a country like India. As a MOS of finance for this country, I'm not looking at a single state like Himachal, which is my own state, but I see a huge potential in North India. If the economy has to go up, North has to go up. So I'm sure the 3 hill states in the North India has huge potential for the hydropower, tourism, education, and the horticulture sector, which can take care of their migration problems and the economy problem. And I'm sure the states like Himachal have shown the way. In the past, we have a lot of projects, brought in 12 universities, and horticulture adds to the GDP of Himachal Pradesh. Mr. Rawat was saying before me, I still remember on 1st December 2002, when Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji came to Shimla. That was my wedding reception that day. He announced the industrial package for Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, which led to investment into the manufacturing sector. And that is why you could see thousands of industries which has invested a lot of money in these three states, employed lakhs of people. And that is why a state like Uttarakhand has become a manufacturing state rather than a consuming state. I think they should look at the big picture. They should do the SWOT analysis. What are their strengths? For example, I see in these states all these factors: tourism, whether religious, adventure, nature, yoga, spiritualism, wellness, you name it and you have it. Infrastructure spending is required to have more airports, rail networks so that people can travel easily. You see, Indians doesn't travel much. They find it easier to travel to other destinations in UAE or Southeast Asia. The cheaper airfares is also a big area of concern. So I think these states need to look at that. States like Punjab and Haryana should have food processing units because they are the food bowl of the country, which should add value to their products and should give more money to the farmers. Industry like small medium enterprises has huge scope in these two states like Haryana and Punjab, and they have done well in that area also. UP is the third largest contributor to the GDP of the country, and let me say this, North India, as per capita income, is doing better than the South India. I don't want to get into the statistics and comparison. For me, every state is equal, and we believe in that. Since the Modi came into power, we have given more funds to the state from 32% to 42%, adding 10%. And we are waiting for the 15th Finance Commission report, how to go ahead in the next 5 years.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, any prospective investors who have issues with the finance ministry, Mr. Anurag Thakur, will you be open? Because you said you're a listening government. Would you listen to all the micro level issues that people may have?
I think in Lutyens, Delhi, if you go around, I live at 14 Janpat, you could see that my doors get opened at 8:30 in the morning and get closed at 11 o'clock at night. And nobody asks who is coming into my house. I meet from 8:30 to 9:30, close to 150 or 100 people every day. From a common man, political worker to a businessman. When I go to office, I listen to the various association chambers, officials also. My house, my office is open to all the information you want to give, suggestions you want to give. Any problems you are facing, we'll be more than happy to address that by the end of the day. It is the team India which has to work together to achieve the $5 trillion economy mark, and we are going to do that. Mark my word. Mark my word, because many people used to say, ये ट्रिपल तलाक नहीं होगा, ये 370, 35A नहीं होगा. पिछले 5 साल के लास्ट 3 महीनों में नहीं हुआ, लेकिन इस साल के पहले 3 महीनों में 370, 35A भी चला गया, ट्रिपल तलाक भी चला गया. और अगले कुछ महीनों में कुछ और भी हो जाएगा.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you Anurag Thakur, Minister of State for Finance, and as he has said, anybody who might have questions is welcome at his home, at his office for a direct interaction. Thank you very much, Mr.
I'm
Anurag.
open for questions here also.
Okay.
So
He's open. He's open for questions here. Anybody has? There's one gentleman right here.
Chawla, owner of Apu first amusement park of India. Today, millions of people are employed because of merit taking, In 46 days, I had set up this project. In history, nobody has broken my record in 200 years.
What is your question, sir?
My question is, you want 5 trillion economy? I am giving you biggest engine of growth, Vehicles will not travel now. From here to Ambala, 120 rupees car will be transported with your family and on solar power. And in city also, 2 million vehicles can be transported here. This is the biggest project.
What's your question?
My question is, you want ideas? This is the idea for growth of India.
Navika ji, let me address this way. मैं
Yeah.
आपकी बात समझ गया. I think most of the people in the business community available, present in this hall
Right.
and watching us on TV,
Yeah.
the traditional businesses are facing challenge from the startups today. Because the marketplace is changing. The new innovations are bringing in more competition. These disruptive technologies are opening up more avenues for more growth and investment. The cycle period has come down from 10 years to 2 years' time. So one should be aware of this. The challenges the traditional industry is facing is because of that. And if you look at the new products, they have huge demand. You look at the new technology, cars, other things. There is huge demand. There is a waiting period for six months. So you should be aware of this and work in that direction also.
Well, anybody else who has questions is welcome to, yes. Mic there, please.
मैंने कहा नाविका जी के सवाल खत्म हो गए तो जनता से ले लिए जाएं.
Thank you so much, sir. Yeah. I run a startup based on AI, and in the past 6 months, 1 year, the government has done a lot. The registration and everything has become very smooth and everything. But when we go to the banks, they are still in that old mold, and it's very difficult to get a funding for a startup from the
अनुराग जी,
banks.
मेरा सवाल भी था.
I think I missed on that point. जानबूझ के नहीं, but एक सवाल में इतने सवाल थे नाविका जी के एक आधा मिस हो जाता है. इसलिए बैंक वालों के पास कई ऑप्शंस होते होंगे, शायद एक ज़्यादा मिस हो जाता है. लेकिन on a serious note, let me say this. We held meetings with the public sector banks and the private sector banks also. And from 3rd of October to 7th of October, we held the Grahak Melas in 250 districts. From 21st to 25th of October, we are holding meetings, those Grahak Melas, in another 200 destinations to provide loans to the common man and to the industry and to the NBFCs. We are making sure the bank disburse more money to the NBFCs and to the industry and the young entrepreneurs like you. And that is why we have funded post-ILFS crisis the 3,44,000 crore rupees to the banks, which has further gone to the NBFCs to reach out to the SMEs. Apart than that, we have given 70,000 crore rupees upfront to the banks to be passed on to companies like yours, NBFCs, so that more money should be available. And if there is any shortcoming, let me assure you, we are making decisions, implementing them, and taking the feedback meetings. If there is any lack, we'll take care of that so that this issue is addressed.
My question is a bit different. Like, my concern is a bit different. When I go to a bank, that orientation is not there to fund a startup.
Maybe one of the areas of concern, we'll look at that. But let me take you back to the last year Diwali. Prime Minister Modi launched a program called Loan in 59 Minutes. We have sanctioned 1,44,000 plus cases, 47,600 crore rupees in less than 1 hour time. The Diwali
For
is
any
coming.
specific problems, 14 Janpat is the address you need to head to 8:30 in the morning.
Thank you so much,
Well,
sir.
more questions. I'm running out of time. Just one question. The gentleman raised his hand earlier. One last question.
अनुराग जी, बहुत अच्छा लगा आपके विचार सुन के. एक छोटा सा सुझाव जो आपने मांगा है और जिसके कारण काफ़ी जो आप एग्रो प्रोसेसिंग की बात कर रहे हैं, ये जीएसटी से संबंधित है. जीएसटी पॉलिसी में बहुत सारे जगह पे ऐसा सिचुएशन है कि जब आप एग्रीकल्चर में वैल्यू एडिशन करना चाहते हैं तो उसमें बाई प्रोडक्ट निकलते हैं, और बाई प्रोडक्ट्स पे अभी तक हम लोगों ने ढंग से विचार नहीं किया है, क्योंकि वो बायोमास का इकोनॉमी में कैसे यूज़ हो. उसके कारण जो जीएसटी पॉलिसी बनी है वो बहुत जगह पे बायोमास यूटिलाइजेशन पे डिस्करेजमेंट करता है, जबकि वो देश का एसेट है, लेकिन हम उसको यूज़ नहीं कर रहे बिकॉज ऑफ जीएसटी डिस्टॉर्शन. उससे प्रॉब्लम्स बढ़ जाती हैं प्रोसेसर के लिए. तो तो वो कहता है मैं उसको एज ए रॉ मटेरियल ही बेच दूं। मैं एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल आपके सामने रखता हूँ। आज हम 70% ऑयल इस देश का खाने का तेल इंपोर्ट कर रहे हैं। हम सबसे बड़े राइस उत्पादक हैं दुनिया में एक। उसमें जो बाई प्रोडक्ट निकलता है राइस ब्रांड, उससे आप कम से कम 1 मिलियन टन तेल पैदा कर सकते हैं, जिससे आपका फॉरेन एक्सचेंज बचेगा और पशुपालन में जो आपका है डबलिंग फार्मर इनकम, उसके लिए एक बेटर फीड निकल सकता है। लेकिन आपकी जो जीएसटी पॉलिसी है वो अपसाइड डाउन है। इसके कारण लोग वैल्यू एडिशन मतलब जो
I
आपका
think he
मिलियन
got your
टन है वो
question.
नहीं
Now,
आ रहा।
now
मैं
let
इसका
me
उत्तर दे
respond.
देता हूँ। सबसे बड़ी बात तो है कि जीएसटी जो 2 साल पहले लागू किया गया, बड़ी बात यह है कि उसमें जितने निर्णय किए गए 900 से ज़्यादा निर्णय, थैंक्स टू मिस्टर अरुण जेटली द लेट फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर, सब यूनानिमसली किए गए। यानी कि हर राज्य के वित्त मंत्री ने उस पर अपना विचार दे के आम सहमति से उसको लागू किया। आप सुझाव राज्य में भी दीजिए, हमें भी दीजिए, और जहाँ से देश के किसान का भला हो सकता है उसकी आय दुगने करने के लिए मेरा शब्द आप नोट करके रखिए, मोदी सरकार एक कदम भी पीछे नहीं हटेगी, आगे बढ़ेगी उनका सहयोग करने के लिए।
तो 14 जनपद आ सकता हूँ।
मोस्ट वेलकम। नॉर्थ
Thank you.
ब्लॉक 14 जनपद कहीं पे भी
Thanks.
आइए।
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's a proactive young Minister of State for Finance, Anurag Thakur. Thank you very much for joining you. We appreciate your time and your openness in taking questions. Thank you very much.